Hi. In the continuation of the earlier video, in this video we are going to discuss about more detail of how to set the path, class path and Java underscore home. So right now on the screen you can view that I have captured all the three locations from where we can fetch the binary, the library and the home directory. So before that I was also giving you a piece of information on this Oracle's default path location for accessing the commands. So this will be the default path value that will be available on the environment variable. The very first thing is, how do we access the environment variable? So you can open your the folder and any folder locations. You'll find on the left hand side this PC. You can right click on this PC and you will find properties menu from the menu section. So I again repeat, it's like right click on this PC option. You'll get a list of menu on the menu list and you can choose properties menu. So when you choose properties menu, it will open a window, the properties window like this, and there you will have a search option where you can key in the word called environment. Okay, so the moment you type environment, the system can help us in identifying, either you can choose environment for the local user that you have logged in as, or you can set it for the whole system. So when you set it for the whole system, then any user who logs in will be able to access that path and class path. But if you set it to the variable of your account, then only you can access those commands when you log in with your account, but any other user who's logging into this machine will be unable to access the commands that you have been set on the environment variable. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to choose the system environment variable. So highlighting here, it's system environment variable. Okay, so you need a administrative privilege in order to access the system environment variable. Okay, I'll once again reiterate the steps. So you can right click on this PC, go to the properties menu, and that will help you to open a properties window where you will have a search field, and on the search field you're supposed to key in the word called environment, and it will suggest you with a couple of search results, and one is the environment variable for your account, another one is the environment variable for the whole system, right? So right now I'm going to choose the edit the system environment variable, and it will open the window called system properties window, and there you will find the advanced tab. Okay, and here you will be finding the option called environment variables button. So from the properties search field, we have been redirected to the system properties, and here we have advanced tab. You need to click on the advanced tab, and in the bottom you'll find a button called environment variable. Okay, so step one is to right click this PC, go to the properties menu, and step two is on the property window you have a search field, key in the word called the environment, and it will result you with a couple of environment properties options. So you can choose for the system environment, and for that you need an administrative privilege. If you don't have an administrative privilege and you want to set it only for your user account, then you can choose environment variable for your account option. Third, it will launch the system properties like this, the window, and in this window you can choose advanced tab, and in the bottom you have environment variable button. Now by clicking on that button, it will launch the environment variables wizard, or a window we call it as, and here you will see there are two sections. One is the user level system variable. User level system variable means the person who have logged in with his or her credentials, the account, that user alone will have access to those commands. So you are setting it only for that local user. But in the bottom you will see system variables, And the system variables is exclusively for setting the variable for the whole system, so that irrespective of user, you'll be able to access those settings. So there are two approaches. Now you can see the new edit delete buttons are enabled. It's because I've came into this environment variable via the system environment variable option that popped up on the search field, if you could recall. If otherwise, the other way around, if I've selected the environment variable for account, then probably the buttons, what you are seeing down here, will be disabled, because we don't have a privilege to set it on the system level variable, but we'll be having an option to set it on the user level variable. So here what you will figure out is already there is a path which is defined, a path variable and a value. Okay, a variable and a value for it. So the path variable is set for other softwares, okay, whatever I've installed in this machine. But right now I'm going to set it for Java. So since I'm going to choose system variable, I'm choosing the path here. Click on edit, since already it's available. Otherwise you need to choose new and then create a variable called path. But obviously you don't need to do it, because all systems will have a default path variable. Now if you edit here, what happens is you have to click on new. I'm just passing this path. This is how it will be when you have installed your Java software via Oracle Java installer. This location will be there by default, available in this environment variable location. But I have deleted this. I have removed this. The same way you can do it. You can remove if you find the temporary path from where the Java commands can be recognized. You can remove that. I'll tell you why, because we need to go more formally, that by setting it path, class path and the home directory. So if you find this, you can remove them. Okay. And what you can do is you can click on new. Now I'm setting it for the path variable. So I'm going to choose the path. C program files Java JDK bin directory. Path always refers to binary. Path, binary. Class path, library. Just recognize this, right? Just inject this information for a consistent remembrance. Path, binary. Okay. Path is binary, wherein your class path is for library. Class path is for library and path is for binary. This you should never forget. Any software you want to set for the path for that particular software, you have to set it the binary of that software, the bin folder or the bin directory. In the class path, it is lib directory. Java underscore home will always refer to the root directory. Okay, so hope this is very clear for you people. Now what we do is we just copy this path. Okay, copy the path location, drop it here. Okay, you can double click here or you can just click on new. Either way it's fine. It's up to you how you are used to the usage of these environment variables, and you can just say Control V. So by this way the bin directory is applied to the path. So now if you notice that if I click again edit, you can see that it's already set. Okay, after providing this value, just click OK and it will get set. Now what is the next thing that you have to do is you can click on new, okay, and type class path. And in the class path, we are going to provide the lib directory, and the lib directory refers to the library of the Java software. So lib, right, and click OK. So by this way, a new class path got created and we have set the lib directory there. To be more precise, if you don't have any further value to be injected, you can place semicolon dot semicolon. That means it's the end of the value for the variable. No other value will persist there. Okay, that's the meaning. So you can have semicolon dot semicolon and click OK. Right. So class path is created with the lib path is created with the bin, and here I am not placing semicolon dot semicolon because there might be more value will be coming into the path if I install some other software. Okay, not necessarily Java or anything .NET related products or some other softwares which I install. Those softwares path location need to be mapped here automatically, so I don't want to place semicolon dot semicolon there. The next property that we need to create is the variable that we need to create for the property setting is the Java home directory. Okay, so I just click on this, click on new again, and use Java underscore home. I'm using caps here to make it more highlighted that it's a home directory. You can copy the home directory, which will not be either bin or lib, it's just the root slash, that's all. Okay, now you can place it here and click OK. No semicolon dot semicolon because it's just a root directory. We'll just keep it as it is and click OK. Now you can see Java underscore home is set, right? And then we have class path set, and then the path is also set for bin directory. Class path is set for lib directory, and the Java underscore home is set for the root directory. So the root directory is referring to JDK folder. Please make a note of it. It's a JDK folder, right? So class path, path, and Java underscore home are the three essential variables that need to be set for successfully accessing the Java commands. So once we have done this, we can just click on OK, and to cross verify, you just click on environment variables once again and see if the class path and the value have been successfully set. You need to check for the path, you need to check for the Java home, you need to check for the class path. Everything is perfectly set, and click OK, and click OK for the system properties, and you are done now. So what is the next thing to do here is to test if our settings are properly applied. Just now you saw that Java C -- version. If I give the command again, still it will say not recognizable. The reason is this command prompt was opened in an earlier session when it was not set with the property variables for Java. So we exit out from this command prompt, and then we open a new command prompt. So here, let's try providing Java C space -- version and hit enter. So it is trying to recognize, I guess. So it's taking some time to fetch the version of the Java software. Yeah, here we go. So Java C, and you have the respective version being reflected. As you can notice, Java C 16 is the one that I've installed on my machine. So that's what is highlighted. So what it confirms is the settings what we have done in the environment variable is absolutely perfect. So the Java C command is recognizable. The same way we need to test for Java command. So Java space -- version and hit enter. And here we go. Java command is used for executing the Java code. Java C is for compiling. C refers to compilation. We'll come into the discussion of these commands shortly. But successfully we were able to set the path and the class path, and we are able to access both the commands here. And this confirms that our machine is now enabled with Java, and that too with a specific version called Java 16. And the software that I've downloaded is JDK. I just want to emphasize here that the software that I've downloaded is JDK, because you have another software called JRE, which is a runtime environment. I'll give you a more detailed explanation about those in the upcoming video, but please make a note of it. The software that I've downloaded is JDK software, the Java JDK software. It's a development toolkit. So here it is highlighted. The link is anyways, the link is going to help you to download only that, because the link points to that JDK software, JDK 16, right? The same way in the open JDK as well, it is only JDK. Okay, so we are only downloading the JDK version of the Java software. So what it means is, it means that we have downloaded the development software, Java development software, Java development software, and that is technically called as JDK. J refers to Java, D refers to development, and K refers to kit, Java development toolkit. We have another software called JRE. That is not what we wanted, because JRE is there inside JDK itself. I will talk more in detail about that technically in the upcoming video. So this is how you can successfully install your Java through the installer version, and you can go ahead and set the path in the class path and ensure it gets successfully loaded, and you are able to access those commands. And one last thing that I would like to reiterate here is, in the downloads, you saw that I have also downloaded the OpenJDK and Oracle JDK's archived version of archives, which got extracted. So if I go into OpenJDK, you will find JDK 16, and you can set the path, like taking the bin, and then or you can take the lib and then set the path. This is also possible. The same way, if you have downloaded Oracle's archive, you get into that directory JDK. Here again you have the bin and lib. Now what the installer does is, this is the one who extract it and keep it in the specific location, and then you set the path and the class path for these archived versions. But installer, by default, the installer will go directly into the C drive, look out for the program files, and make sure that the Java software is installed in the specific standardized location. And if you see inside the JDK, it's the same directories what we saw in the archived version. But in the archived version, you have a customized space where you can place them in any directory or in any drive that you wanted, and from there you can set the path and the class path. But ideally, installer won't do that way. It will only take the system drive, that is your C drive, and look out for the program files directory, and there it will go ahead and create the Java directory, and there it will place that JDK folder, right? So this is how the archived version and an installer version differs. And OpenJDK and Oracle both has archived version, but Oracle Java alone has an installer version. Hope this video would have been informative for you people. So please follow the steps step by step. Pause the video whenever applicable. Just complete the steps. Keenly monitor each and every steps what I've done, so that you can replicate the same on your mission and see that you have the option to set the path and the class path successfully, and you are able to access the command Java and Java C. So in the next video, we are going to see more interesting stuffs on the technical aspects of Java architecture. So thank you so much for your time. I'll catch up in the next video.